on Ark Survival Evolved for a bit of a short video today. Right now, Ark is having a very special event on the game, which they are calling an ARKaeology event. I will send a link to their site in the description below, so you guys can check it out for yourself. But for now, I just wanted to show off these three new guys. In the ARKaeology event, they decided to add costumes that you can put on your existing dinosaurs and make them look like totally new ones. So in this case, we have new new costumes for the Triceratops, which is now a Styracosaurus. This is one of my older things. This is actually Theo, my Triceratops, from those of you who remember my older videos. I just gave him a costume, and I also painted it a little bit to make him stand out a little bit more. So now it seems like instead of a Triceratops, I have a Styracosaurus. I also did the same with Lady Margaret. I gotta paint her costume, though. That is a cool thing, too. The costumes actually are paintable. If you have enough dye, you just gotta take the paint you want and apply it to the costume and just work your magic. And here's our next skin. Our next new costume. This is on the Pachycephalosaurus in the game. This is a Stygimoloch, or Stygimoloch, or however you pronounce it. You're right either way, I think. And you know what? Looking at this, I actually like this design a little bit more than the regular Pachy skin that we get. For those of you who haven't seen it, have a look at this. Yeah, this is how the Pachys typically look in the game almost all the time. Well, actually all the time, not almost always. Looks a little short and stumpy, a little derpy, but not too bad. I actually kind of hope that these guys actually get a little TLC in there, and they actually get made a little bit bigger. But yeah, for now, I like having this costume on it. I like how the horns look. I love the color pattern. It looks really, really neat. And this was made for the Brontosaurus, and now the Bronto has been made into a Brachiosaur. Most notable for being a Brachiosaur because all Brachiosaurs or relatives of Brachiosaurs had this huge bump on the top of their head. That's actually where their noses were. Not sure if you can make it out, but yeah. See, they're the nose holes right there. A lot of people speculate that Brachiosaurus like to go in waters and lakes to cool off in the Jurassic heat. And sometimes they would submerge themselves and just let their noses stick out of the water just so they'd be able to stay under but breathe. Kind of like what alligators and crocodiles do. This was another paint job that I did for this costume. I didn't like the original skin that they made for the Brachiosaur costume because it was like all green. And it looked too like standard and ordinary. I wanted this one to stand out a little bit more. And if I do say so myself, I think I did a pretty decent job. I like the orange coloring. I love the detailing that they made with the skin texture for the Brachiosaur costume. The only thing I really don't like all that much is the size comparison. Like, let me show you guys for example real quick. Here's the Brachiosaur right here, and I actually have another one over there that I actually painted too. I kind of forced him to while I was playing in single player mode, like just to check him out for myself to see how they function. They pretty much have all the same controls and abilities as the normal versions of themselves. And it's pretty substandard stuff. But yeah, let me align them up here. I haven't given them names yet, but this is my other Brachiosaur, and here's the Brontosaurus. How they typically look in the game. Let me see if I can align them up. Yeah, let's look at the comparison here. Oops. Yeah, looking at them together, I can't help but feel that the Brontosaurus is actually a little bigger. Yeah, I think it is. Which isn't at all really actually scientifically accurate, since the Brontosaurus was actually supposed to be like half the size that the Brachiosaurus could be. The Brachiosaurus had longer front legs and its back legs were shorter, and it would actually tower over Brontosaurus or Apatosaurus, or both actually, since they're both confirmed to be two different dinosaur species. It's a minor nitpick, but I still think it's pretty cool that they did this for the game. I'll be sure to keep these costumes around because I've actually always wanted there to be a Brachiosaur in the game, since it's one of my all-time favorite dinosaurs. And if any of you have seen Jurassic Park, then you probably have a good idea why, because of its grand entrance scene and the soft music playing in the background. Hopefully, one of these days, they'll do another ARKaeology event and maybe give us a no, not Pentaceratops, a Chasmosaurus costume for the Trikes. Because this Styracosaurus looks amazing, and I would love to see a Chasmosaurus in Ark. Mostly because I feel like I'm one dinosaur away from having a complete set of one of my favorite movies from the 90s. I think it was like the late 80s, earlier mid 90s, or it was around that area, but anyway, the movie I had in mind specifically was Prehysteria. It was a movie about a family who actually finds a bunch of eggs that hatch into a bunch of pint-sized dinosaurs that are they're like grown up, but they're no bigger than a small dog or cat. And there was a Brachiosaurus, a Stegosaurus, a Chasmosaurus, a Tyrannosaurus, and a Pteranodon. And they were all named after famous celebrities, mostly just singers, like the T-Rex was Elvis, the Chasmosaurus was Hammer, the Stegosaurus was Jagger, and the Brachiosaurus was Paula, and the Pteranodon was Madonna. If anybody remembers that movie, or if they've ever heard of it, be sure to leave a comment in the video and tell me what you liked about it, or if you liked any of the sequels. Personally, the first two movies were my favorite, but the third one didn't really rub the wrong way with me all that much. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about these new costumes and about the ARKaeology event for Ark. And be sure to subscribe if you like any of the content that you've seen in this video or any others that I've got on the channel. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.